You're going to go ahead and start seated. And go ahead and this time instead of sitting back, we're going to go ahead and sit up. Just so that we're aware. I know it's a habit. We normally start sitting back, but today we're going to start sitting up. And I want to talk about how yoga really gives us the opportunity to really connect to our bodies, and more than just the exercise of yoga, it's also an inner exercise of noticing how we feel inside. So it's a really nice time to discover and explore what feels good in your body, what doesn't feel good in your body. And that's why I offer so many options when we move through different poses. Because sometimes you're not feeling good and you've got to make it softer. Sometimes you feel great and you want to make it stronger. So I'm going to give you lots of opportunities. But this is a good time to start to practice the sense of self-awareness, self-compassion. So, not judging yourself when you can't do a pose, or not being angry because this side's not as good as this side, but being compassionate towards yourselves. And then just our connectedness with each other, right? So that's why I like, even though we're not together in person, at least we get to see each other here. So I like that idea. All right, from this position, we can start to let the hands rest on the thighs. And either your palms are facing down or your palms are up. Let your shoulders soften so that they're moving away from your neck. And without being too rigid, just finding a neutral spine. I notice that I always tend to lean forward, so I have to remind myself to come to upright. Good. Feel your feet connect to the ground. And then let go of any tension you might feel in your face. Good. And as soon as I said that, you probably noticed where you have tension in your face, right? But we're going to go ahead and close the eyes for just a moment and take 3 rounds of breath. Start to notice how the breath feels as it moves through the body. Good. Take your time, come back to a natural breath. Gently open the eyes. Good. Bring your hands together in front of your heart and set an intention. So maybe you decide, what is it that you need today? This is a good time for us to say, why am I here? What do I need? For me, I'm going to set an intention to give you an opportunity to explore your movement today. Maybe you choose, I am strong. I am calm. I am peaceful. So you choose anything you want for your intention today. Good. When you're ready, gently open the eyes, release the arms down. We're going to bring shoulders up toward the ears and then just let them fall. Good. Inhale, bring them up. Exhale, relax. Again, inhale up. And exhale, relax. Next time we bring them up, see if we can slide them back and down. Start to feel that space between the shoulder blades and then release. So let's go 2 more times. Inhale up and roll back and down. And again. Good. Whew, broadening the front of our chest. Now shoulders back and then up and forward. Good. So try that a few times. Ooh, I'm getting all kinds of crunchy sounds. Anybody else? I'm getting all kinds of crunchy stuff through my shoulders. I have a lot of stuff in my shoulders. Good. And as soon as we move our shoulders, then our neck starts to talk to us. At least mine does. Good. And we'll take your right shoulder. Let both shoulders soften. And then take the chin and nod it diagonally like you're saying yes. Good. Bring your head back to neutral. Left ear, left shoulder. So I'm always playing with these different moves through the neck. And again, either just kind of keeping everything softened here or tilting the chin kind of in a yes position. So chin is closer to the shoulder and then lifts away. Good. Bring your head back to neutral. Good. Turn your head to the right. And then let that left arm reach out diagonally. Good. Tilt your chin up, turn your palm up. Good. And then chin down, palm down. Take that 2 more times. Inhale as you look up. Exhale as you tilt it down. Bring your head back to neutral, hand back to the lap. And then looking to the left, right arm extends out. At first the palm is down. Good, then tilt the chin up, turn your palm up, and then exhale as you turn your chin down and turn your palm down. Take 2 more. Good, bring your head back to neutral. Good. Chin down to the chest, but see if you can tuck the chin up so that we feel a little more length across the back of the neck. And then from there, chin moves to right and left. Just an inch or 2. Good. Pause and center, and then gently lift the head up. If it feels good, lift the chin, look up. Good, and then find a circle. So start to rotate your head, moving slowly. Discovering all those little cricky spots or sticky spots, or even just the parts that are happy. A few times around and then reverse. Go the other direction. So you may have started clockwise and you can go counterclockwise or vice versa. And then bringing your head back to neutral. Yay! So my neck is pretty happy now. But I thought it was kind of interesting. Notice that when your arms are out, we have a certain sensation in our shoulders here. And then when we turn the palms up, there's something that changes. Maybe a little more focus across the chest. Yes, and the front of the shoulders. Good point, Christine. Now, can you also feel the shoulder blades draw back, right? Good. And now turn the palms back down. Good. And then back up again. Good. All right, release the arms, roll out the shoulders. Good. Woo, start to wiggle a little side to side. Maybe add some circles. And then reverse the direction of your circles. Good. Let's warm up the hips by just taking that right leg out and then do an in and out movement with the knee. So we can make this kind of soft. Just a nice little windshield wiper. On Tuesday I talked about softening, but what I really meant was to loosen the joints. If you remember, I got flustered on Tuesday because I forgot to plug in my computer, right? All right. Now, to start strengthening this hip joint, we're gonna see if we can lift the leg and bring it in, and then lift it and bring it out. Good, holding on or not, it's up to you. So lift, extend, lift, in. We're going to go 2 more. Good, last one. And back in. Good, nice. Kind of warmed up that hip. So now left leg is out to the side. And we'll do in and out here. Just kind of listening to what's talking here. So that's really what I like about yoga. It's not just about the exercise, it's about this attention to what's happening in our body, right? And then by comparison, when our body feels a certain way, how does it make us feel mentally and emotionally? Good. Then if you want to add, we're going to do the in, lifting up and out. So again, holding on if that feels better, or if you're feeling very strong, then you can not hold on. It's up to you. Good. Let's take, I think it's one more after this one. Good. And then bring it back in. Nice. Whew. Wiggle out those hips. Maybe do your little circle through your pelvis here. See if you can keep that moving, mostly from the waist down. Good. And then reverse. Good. Come back to center. Nice. All right, so we've kind of warmed up through our hips, and let's do heel and toe raises. So heel and toe. And then let's say up on the balls of the feet, and just notice how that feels. If you get a cramp, then let it go. Good. And then bring the heels down and lift the toes, and hold that for just a little bit. Ooh, it's a little bit of for me, I feel it right across the front of the shins, and then a stretch here. Good. And then just tap out the feet. All right, so now we're going to explore this movement of the difference between bending the elbow or long arm. So let's try it both ways. We're going to try right elbow bends, and then we reach back with the elbow. Good. And then come back to center. Now, arms straight, and now reach back with the whole arm. Good. Come back to center. It may not feel that different to you, but for me, when my elbow's bent, I have more of a focus of what's happening right here between the shoulder blades. When I take the arm wide, I have more of a focus of what's happening at the front of my chest. So you can kind of choose which one you like better, right? All right. It's interesting, right? So let's do the same with the left. Elbow reaches back. Good, and then comes forward. Arms straight, reach back. And it's not that different, but they're just a slightly different focus. Good, and then again, one more time, elbow. Good, and then arm. Good, release, nice. Ooh, I always get a little bit tight through my shoulders when I do that. Okay, so let's put that together in the flow, and you can decide if you want to do elbows bent or arms straight. I'm going to do elbows bent. So I'm going to do right elbow back, and then cross it over and look to the left. So inhale as we open it, twisting over to the right, and then exhale as we twist to the left. Good, one more. And then as that right elbow comes up, we can take it up and over. So here's another opportunity. Do you like the elbow bent, or do you want the arm stretched? Good. I like elbow bent today, and then bring it back down. Good. Can you bring your elbow toward that right side of the body, and then up and over? Good. Take two more. So if you're doing straight arm, it would be here and here. If you're doing elbow, elbow bends and comes toward the hip, and then the elbow lifts up toward the ceiling. Good. When you're ready, go ahead and release it. Roll that right shoulder around. So again, arm open over, for me, focuses a little bit more through what's going on through here. Elbow bent focuses a little bit more through the sides, for me, right? So just notice how that feels. So there's no right or wrong. It's just noticing what feels good. And for anybody who's dealing with shoulder issues, you can certainly do this movement even without the arms at all, right? Think about that. All right, so notice the right side may be very different from the left at this point. So we want to go left elbow. So we're going to bring it back and then cross it over. Good. 2 more. Again, straight arm or elbow bent and cross. Last one. Good. So we come to the side, we can start doing our up and over or side bend, and then a little bit of an elbow to the hip or leaning to that left. Inhale up and exhale down. Good. One more, going at your pace, going to the variation that you like here. Good. And then coming back to center. Nice. Whew. So we've got a lot of shoulder stuff going on here. We're going to work on our breath. So we're going to do elbows, palms together, elbows together. They may or may not touch for everybody. Good. From there, inhale, elbows open. Start to lift your chest. Good. Exhale, bring them together. And if you want, you can round like our cat pose. So inhale, chest lift, shoulders back and down. Exhale, round. Take 2 more. If your arms get tired, just bring your hands to your lap. Good. Good. Bring your hands down to your lap. Come back to neutral. Good. Let things kind of settle here. Notice how that feels. All right, so we're going to do the exercise I do with my 91-year-old client who has COPD, and this is a good breathing exercise for anybody with respiratory issues. So imagine your favorite flower that smells good. Your favorite flower that smells good. So we're going to imagine that there's a window that's open here. We're going to step off out and reach our hand out the window and pick the flower that you like. Bring it in front of your face, sniff it, and then see if you can blow the petals away. Cool. See how long that exhale lasts when we do this. It lasts longer. That's really good for our respiration. So again, reach. Pick your flower. It could be the same one or a different one. She likes lilacs. And then one more. Reach. Pick it. Maybe it's a whole bouquet of flowers. We sniff it. And we blow. Good. Relax. Nice. Right leg comes back in. So if you know anybody that's having, respiration issues, or even if you're having a cold sometimes, that's a really good way to practice your breathing that's not the big movements, right? So now we're taking the left leg and reaching out of the window with the left hand. So think about this. This is a little bit of core work. We have to hold ourselves up here. We're going to pick that flower. Maybe it's a different flower. And sniff it. Blow the petals. Good. 2 more. Reach out. Bring it in. Sniff. You can go as slow as you want to. See how long can you make that exhale last. Good. Last one. Reach out. Bring it in. Sniff. Blow. Releasing the hands, bring the legs back to center. And just check in with your lungs. How do your lungs feel after taking those nice deep breaths? It's really a good sense of getting our lungs moving. All right, so we've got the spine pretty well warmed up. Let's go ahead and take a little water break, and then we'll move into some optional resistance movement, okay?
Eva?
Yes.
Christine, so I have right shoulder down here issues, and I found today that Cactus really was better for me than lifting my arms all the way around, which I
Yes.
did before. Well, I'm going to try to stay to cactus and not irritate it.
Yeah, and you know what? Cactus can be here. Cactus can be here. And so, yes, if you find that your shoulder gets irritated by the big straight movements, arms bent, elbows bent is always a good option, even hand to shoulder. So good, Christine, good for not noticing that. That's why I teach this. I want you to be a leader of your own body or the teacher of your own body. And I'm just here to give you some suggestions, okay? So if you like, go ahead and get your water break. And then let's do a couple more things with the shoulders. I think that's funny. Christine kind of comes in and out of the picture. So without the weight first, let's just bring elbows by the sides and palms up. Good. Notice, one thing I really want us to notice, because we're so far, I mean, Frank's here, right? But a lot of us don't have a lot of upper body strength. See if you can feel the shoulders down and back. Do you feel the difference? So if you let your shoulders round and then try to take your hands out to the sides, just see how that feels. And then if you take your shoulders down and back, then see if you have a different range. So this is where the shoulders should be, right? We want our shoulders to be into their sockets, plugged into their sockets. When we drape them, they start to fall out of their sockets, right? So we want to really kind of play with that. So now, without the weights, we're going to start it one way. Elbows are by our sides, palms are forward. We're going to take the arms out. Good. Reach out. Again, keep the elbows bent. You don't have to go all the way out. Good. Come up overhead. Turn the fingers in. Nice. And then rotate as we come all the way back out. And then by the sides. Good. Out to the sides. We're going to twist and twist. Good. Back to center. Nice. So now if you want to add the weights, we can do that same movement with some resistance or weight in our hands. Remember, shoulders are plugged into the sockets. It's not up by the ears, it's down and back. Belly's drawn in. Good. Elbows out. Hands out to the sides. And then back to center. It's kind of an interesting movement. Out, back to center. Good, one more. Good, back to center. This time we're going to start to take the hands up. Elbows are bent. Good, turn the palms in toward the center. Try not to drop those soup cans on your head. Good, beautiful. And then swirl it around. Hands out to the sides, twist to your right, twist to your left. Good, back to center. Good, and go ahead and release the weights for now. Just noticing that our shoulders have this huge range of things that they can do, and we want to keep them strong. So a little bit of hand movement since we just had some weights. We're going to open and close the hands. Spread those fingers wide. Good, add some circles to the wrists. And then reverse. Good, release the arms down. And let's do a little half sun circles. Inhale, hands to heart. And exhale out. So this is if you don't want to get your arms up high. So you just do a little half sun circle, right? And then down. Now, if your shoulders are feeling okay and you want to come all the way up, you can. And then hands to heart. Good. And then up and around. Good. One more. So choose any variation you want. Good. And then up and release. Now, we're going to see if we can bring the hands, back of the hands together. I'm going to get closer so you can see. Curl the fingers. And then do a little pumping. This is to stretch the back of our wrists. Good. It's kind of a weird thing, I know. And then flip the palms so that they are together and press the palms forward. Good. So once the palms are pressing forward, we can bend the elbows and we can decide if we want to bring it to here or up higher. Good. Stretch or stay bent. Good. Do a little right and left. Good. As we come to center, release the hands. Good. And then again, palms of the hands back to back. Curl the fingers under. Do a little pumping. I know it's really weird, but it feels good. Good. Flip the hands so that you are hands palms to palm. Clasp hands the opposite way. Good. Press the palms away. Elbows can stay bent or arms can stretch. This time we're going to go out in front and then do a little twist to the right. Good. And to the left. Here's another variation where the elbows can get a different movement by bending, but you can take some pressure off the hands. So you kind of just choose. Oh, this is feeling great in my spine. Good. And release the arms. Good. Roll out the shoulders. Shake anything that you need to. Good. So we'll come back to the weights in a moment. I want to give our shoulders and our hands a little bit of a break while we move into some more of the leg movement. So go ahead and hug the right knee into the chest. Good. Just give it a nice squeeze. And then go ahead and start to point the toes and then flex the foot. Good. And rotate the ankle. And then reverse. As your legs comes to center, hold the leg and stretch it out. And let's do a few kicks. 3, 2, 1. Release. All right. Left leg, hug it in, and then point and flex. And then rotate the ankle. So one of the best things I've learned by teaching for so many years with so many different people is that not everybody can do the same thing. I can assume that some people can draw their knee into chest, but not everybody can. So that's why I know that you can do things like hold the back of your leg or even hold onto your pants to lift that leg. Good. So kind of just play around with that. And then if you'd like, hands behind the thigh and do our soccer kicks. 3, 2, 1, and down. Good. And then from that position, start to do our little march. So right leg, left leg. Good. Try to make it intentional. Make it come from the hips and the core. And then the next time the right leg comes up, we're going to stretch out the right leg, reach the left hand. Good. And then bring it down, bend it and bring it back down. Good. Next time left leg comes up, stretch it out, right hand. Doesn't mean we're touching, we're just kind of reaching that opposite way. Bend and down. All right, right leg, keep the knee bent, left hand to right knee. Good, now stretch out the leg. Can you hold on to that, any part of the leg? Good, and keep it stretched out. Good, and then bend the knee and release. Left leg, right hand on left knee. So we're crossing the body, stretch out and hold on to any part of the leg you can. Good, bend and down. The reason I'm teaching this one is I took a class that for me was really kind of tough and I can't quite do it. What the class did, in this class, one of the suggestions is opposite hand to the knee, but also opposite hand to the foot. This was an option, and see if you can stretch out the whole leg. I can't get there, but it's kind of interesting. I can't really get my legs stretched out because I have short arms, right? Good. and bring it down. So this is a little bit of a twisting movement while we do that. So left leg, either hold the knee or see if you can find your big toe or your edge of your foot. I'm going to go with my big toe on this one. Good. And then release and down. Now imagine us doing that while we're standing. Not today. But that's part of the trick. Yes, Mickey, that's awesome. Now you made it into an actual twist. That's really cool, right? So we could take that knee, bring it across the body, and stretch it out. Whoa, that one's kind of tricky. Wow, I really feel it in the outer hips on this one, right? A little bit like chorus girls, right? So we're like the chorus girls. Good, and down. Nice. A little bit like our strap work, when we use our strap to take our leg across. So nice job. Good. So it was kind of interesting. I learned things and then I like to try to share it with you all. Okay, so last one I'm going to do for upper body movement is with our weights optionally. We are going to find our goddess pose shape first with our legs. So legs are wide, knees or thighs are pointing out diagonally, and our feet are pointing out diagonally. Good. First thing before you do anything is lengthen your spine and then feel your tush pressing down into the chair. Good. So we've got different variations. This is our goddess pose. All right. From this goddess pose, now we find our cactus arms. Good. Shoulders down and back slightly. We're going to do our little elbows in and elbows out. So make it intentional, almost as if you were squeezing when you come in and resisting as you go back. Imagine those weight machines that they have that make you do this. Good. Feeling that stretch across the front of the chest and then feeling the compression. Good. One more. Good. Together. Good. Relax for just a moment. We're going to add to this one. Cactus arms. And then from there we're pressing up, only to the point that it feels okay in your shoulders, and then we're bending. Remember, the elbows can stay right at the shoulder height or they can come down toward the waist. So we're just inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it down. We've got 3 more if you're up for it. Reach. Down. My shoulders are starting to burn here. This is my weakest exercise. This is the one I probably need to do the most of. Good. And then release. Whew. Did that get heavy? Yeah. Go ahead and put your weights down. Shake out the shoulders. Maybe you even find a forward fold here. This is when it's kind of nice to take your right shoulder over to the left, just to kind of get a nice stretch through that upper back area. And then your left shoulder over to the right. Good. So you can take that a couple times, or you can just hang out in your forward fold. Good. From center, we're going to start to roll up to our standing position. Our seated position, and then walk the feet in. And let's take another water break and then optional standing positions, okay? So if you need a break, this is a good time to do it. Hi, Lulu. Lulu's here. I don't know if you can see her. She's off in the corner. She just kind of joined for some reason. All right, and then if you're ready, we'll go into some optional standing positions or optional standing poses. The weights are completely optional at this point. If you've had enough, then you can just put them off to the sides. But we are going to find that goddess pose again eventually. All right, take your feet a little wider than hip width, but your toes are facing forward. Good, so here we can again find that right elbow. Good, and then we can reach back And then we can cross it over. Good. Let's just do 2 more. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, cross it over. Good. 1 more. Good. And now with that right elbow out to the side, we can start to lean over to the left as we lift that elbow. Again, your choice whether the arm straightens or stays bent. Good. And then back up. So we're finding that side bend. You can keep the left hand on left thigh to support you, or you can do both arms in cactus. Good. Back up. Good. 1 more. Hold on to your chair if you need it for support. Good. Back up. Good. Release the arm. Good. Roll out the shoulders. Nice job. So left elbow, reach it back. A little bit of a twist and then cross it over as you twist opposite direction. Good. Inhale. Exhale. Go. All right. 1 more. Good. And then out to the side, reaching up and over. Good. Again, the right hand on thigh. Hi. Up and over. I see ya. Your daughter. So good to see ya. Good. And back down. Good. Option to take cactus arms or both arms reach up. Good. Back to center. Good. Release the arms. Woo. We did a lot of shoulder work. Yeah. Let things kind of roll out. Do a little bit of swinging now to release tension in the back. Good. All right. So let's move away from that for just a bit so we can give our shoulders a little bit of a break. And we're going to let's do our warrior 1. Let's check in with our feet first. So feel your feet connected to the ground. Spread your toes. And then just rock up onto the toes. And then rock back on the heels. Hold on to your chair so you don't fall. Come on up. And then back and down. So just kind of finding a little bit of balance as we warm up the feet and the ankles here. I was able to go to the beach yesterday and I was trying to do some yoga in the water, like just with my feet in the water. Balance is almost impossible with that sand constantly shifting out from you. All right, good. All right, now from our mountain pose, find your nice long posture. Good. Notice what happens when you turn your palms forward. It might change the way it feels in your body. Good. Inhale, either a half circle, and exhale, down. So we'll take 2 more. You can do half or all the way up to heart. Good. Inhale, down. Good. Last one. Good. From our hands to prayer, bend your knees, send your hips back to our chair pose. Feel your thighs working through here. Squeeze your glutes if you need to. Don't watch Lulu, she's spinning around. Good. And then come on up. Good. You can find chair pose again if you'd like. You might even reach your arms out. So kind of just finding any variation that works for you. Play around with the sensation of where your tailbone is, whether it's sticking up or tucked under or somewhere in between. Good, and then come back up. I know chair poses can be pretty intense. So we'll do just the last one. Good, and then bring your hands to prayer, and then hands to the thighs. Find just a little half forward fold, maybe just coming halfway down. If you're okay with going further, you can start to slide your hands down your shins and let your head hang. Maybe even starting to take the bend out of the knees a little. And then bend the knees. Bring the hands to the hips. Slowly come back up, very slowly. Be careful about how quickly we come up as the temperatures increase here. You know, we're about to reach 90 degrees pretty soon, and we've got to be really aware that we stay hydrated. All right, so now we're going to find our goddess pose again. So remember, if you need to sit, just come back to your chair and practice your goddess pose like we did earlier. Feet are wide, toes turned out diagonal, and then the knees bend. So think about the knees, your legs, and your toes pointing the same direction, okay? Tuck your tailbone down a little bit. Now find your goddess pose. Beautiful. So think about lengthening your spine just a little more. Good. And then when we're ready, we're just going to release. So here's a couple of options here. You can do this with or without weights. If you want to add the weights, you're welcome to. I'm going to do mine without. So we're going to find our goddess pose again. Good. And while we're holding the strength that's happening all through here, we're going to bring elbows together and then elbows out. Good. Again, together and out. Good. One more. Can you add a little cat back here? And can you add a little cow pose here? Good. Come to neutral and then come back up. Whew, it's intense. All right. Last variation. Hi. We're finding goddess pose again. Hello. Mickey's family. Yay, it's so wonderful. All right, so back out to our cactus or our goddess pose. The last thing we're going to do, press up and bend down. Think about maybe even like an airport scan where your fingers touch and then you come back down. Good, last one. Good. Release the arms. Maybe you do a little punching right and left. Maybe you've had enough and you straighten your legs and that's okay. Good, and then come back to neutral. Woo! Good job. Walk the feet together, do a little march, releasing back. And then we're going to move over to the right side of our chair. We're going to play with that, what we were just doing earlier, but let's play with our balance first. So, you know, give yourself a little bit of time to get settled back into your mountain pose. Good. So from this position, from our mountain position, we're simply going to shift our weight into our left foot and then bend the right knee. The toe can stay down. You can just notice how it feels to keep that toe down, right? Hold on to the chair, okay? Now, right hand stays on the hip. So try to keep your hip down even as you lift your leg. So try not to hike up the hip, right? So we're going to lift the right leg. Good, stay there. Or if you're feeling adventurous, left hand goes to right knee. Ooh, that one's kind of tough. Maybe leg straightens out. Maybe we turn, whoops, see I can't do it. Maybe we turn to the right. And then to reverse, we're going to come back to center. That one's tough. And then release down. Good. Like I said, I took this class and I could not even do this stuff. Wiggle out your hips. So what we did in the class, she did knee. You either hug your knee in, or you take opposite hand to opposite knee, or you reach for your foot. Well, I couldn't do it. But there's always something to try, right? Yeah, good. All right, let's move to the other side. Whew, start with just erasing your expectations. Just come right back to our mountain pose and kind of let go. This is why staying present is so important. When we start to anticipate, when we start to think about the past, the future, then we're not in the present anymore. So for now, just feel how your feet are connected to the ground. Shift your weight to your right foot, bend your left knee. So everybody, most of us can find at least this variation is okay, right? All right, so stay there. Left hand on the hip, right hand might hold your chair. See if you can lift your leg without hiking your hip up. So play with this. Maybe this is good. Maybe you decide you can take that right hand off the chair. Maybe you can bring it to the opposite knee. Good. Whoops. See, I can't even hold this, so don't watch me. Maybe you can start to extend that leg. Even if you hold onto your chair, it's okay. And then see if you can turn to the left. Good. We'll come back to center. Release the leg down. Yay. Whew. So there's always things that we can play with. I just want to introduce things for fun, just so you don't like, oh, we always do tree or we always do curl. We just change it up and then just do your swings. Maybe you'd rather march. Maybe you'd rather do a dance. Any of that is fine. Good. We're going to find our way back to our chair. Have a seat. Bring some water if you need to. So once again, we come back to this awareness of how we feel, the awareness of whether our thoughts, what are we thinking? Are we saying, oh, I can't do this, or I wish I could do this? You know, where are our thoughts? Rather than expecting your body to do something, why don't you just discover and say, oh, here's what's happening today, right? And that's good. That's a good thing to do. All right, so for now, we can start to find anything that feels good as a release to what we did. So some of you were doing hand movements, and that's fine. Some of you will make circles with your body, and that's good. So we're just kind of letting go of all the work we've done. Maybe we do, you know, windshield wiper movements with the legs. You can find anything you want here. Got my neck. So what happens with me is when we do a lot of arm and shoulder movement is that eventually my neck needs some movement. Ooh, I'm seeing some beautiful stuff that you all are doing there. All right. Let's go ahead and do legs wide when you're ready. Whenever you're finished with whatever you're working on right now. We'll do legs wide and a little bit of a side saddle movement. So always feel free to bring that knee further forward, that left knee further forward, or reach it back. Good. And let's do one more elbow bend. So left arm reaches out, elbow bends. So inhale, reach elbow back, and exhale, twist to your right. Good. Two more. Inhale, reach it back, exhale, twist. On this last one, when the elbow reaches back, if you want to straighten the arm, you can, or you just can keep the elbow bent. Good. And then on the twist, you can hold here. Take a few rounds of breath, adjusting where you're placing effort and where you can soften. Good. And then releasing your twist. We'll walk, come back to center, and instead of going straight to the other side, let's find a forward fold. So maybe hands on thighs, elbows on thighs, or sinking a little further with hands on shins or even reaching the ground. Giving the back of your body some love here today. The forward fold can be static, or you can find a little movement rocking right and left. You can do kind of different things that feel good here. All right, and then when you're ready to come up, we'll bring both hands to the thighs and start to roll up slowly. Good. Start to move so that our legs are swinging over to the left side. We find our side saddle here, and it's okay to hold on to the chair with that left hand to make sure you're not falling out. Right knee can come forward. Right knee can reach back. Be aware this is more work through the low back and the glutes here. All right, now we're going to take that right arm out. Bend the elbow. Good. And then with an inhale, we're drawing the elbow back. And with an exhale, we're twisting to the left. Good. Go at your own pace, and we're going to take it 2 more times. If you can, we're going to hold the reaching, either elbow bent or arms straight, for just about 2 breaths, and then hold as we twist for just about 2 breaths or 3. Releasing the twist when you're ready, making your way back to our center. If you'd like the wide forward fold, you can. If you like the narrow forward fold with knees together, you can do that. This is often a different sensation when you have your legs closer together. Head hangs, but a lot of times we need the legs wider to make room for the front of our body. Good, slowly rolling up when you're ready. Nice and slow, beautiful. Inhale, arms reach out. Again, elbows bent is okay. Exhale, give ourselves a hug. Don't forget the hugs. That's from me to you, by the way. Pop, pat on the back. Good. Any movement that feels good here. And so even when I see people that I know now, we don't really hug yet. So it's kind of like I'm still missing that. Whichever arm's on top, we're going to switch it. Inhale, back. And exhale, opposite arm on top. Good. Again, same thing. Just give yourself some love. Say thank you, arms. Mwah, mwah. Thank you, shoulders. Yeah, you can do shark bites. Good. Inhale, open the arms. Exhale, release. Hug the right knee in. Send some kisses to the right knee. Mwah. And to the left knee. Mwah. Thanking our knees, our legs for what they are able to do and for carrying us through our day. And maybe the right foot. Mwah. Maybe not. And maybe the left foot. Mwah. Good. We can send some kisses back there, but you know, it's just in our mind, right? All right, go ahead and sit all the way back. And I said that I would introduce a little bit more EFT, which is tapping. It's called Emotional Freedom Technique. And it's tapping that they do to release different pressure points in your body. So we'll start by just tapping the forehead. And I took off my glasses just for a little bit. You can tap your forehead just lightly using your fingertips. Just feel how that feels right, you know, above the eyebrows. And then sides at the temples. And then just at the sinus area, just below your eyes. Let's see, and then there's the chin. There's more than this. I'll do it a little bit more each time. I need to refresh my knowledge of this. Right at the top of the chest. And you can find little sensitive spots that you notice there. And then the sides of the ribs. So you can use your hands, you can tap with your thumbs. And then a little karate chop. So you feel the outer edge of your hand tapping. So these are all areas that are acupressure points. And when we spend some time on these, it can start to release any mental tension that we feel in our body. And then the other hand. There's more. There's other parts of the arms and the legs. I just wanted to introduce this. So this is, they're starting to teach this in school so that kids know how to manage anxiety. And then just, yes.
Years ago, which I never followed it, but it started with tapping on the top of your head.
Yes, I even forgot. I forgot the top of the head is where we start. Yep. Yeah, so the crown of the head, right? And you can notice that it kind of feels like there's little sensitive spots there, right? So that's not a bad thing. So I'm going to try and remember and get my materials out for her, because I learned this a long time ago, but I kind of forgot about it. All right, now go ahead and sit back in your chair. Gonna take a deep breath and exhale with a big sigh. Let yourself rest here. Notice the places where we feel sensation, where you feel sensation. Maybe you even notice it in the places where we tapped. Maybe you notice that the shoulders have a sense of really been working today. Maybe it's the thighs from our goddess pose. Let it all go and let yourself enjoy a sense of release, a sense of completion with our practice. Continue to hold on to that sense of stillness, that sense of just being. But notice the breath. Not really changing the breath, but just noticing the breath. Maybe finding a little bit of gratitude that that breath continues on its own without us even paying attention to it. As you're ready, begin to invite a little bit of movement back in. Maybe it's fingers wiggling, wrists moving around, toes, ankles, whatever you'd like. But taking a slightly deeper breath so that we can start to bring a little more energy back into our bodies for the day. You can stretch if you'd like to. You can move the head around. You can do anything you want here. Good. And when you're ready, gently opening the eyes, bringing our awareness back into this moment. Good. Palms turn up so that we come back to that original intention that we set. I am strong. I am peaceful. I am energetic, whatever it is that you need for today. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. Seal in that intention. Keep it with you. Take care of yourselves. I hope you have a beautiful day. May you continue to be happy and healthy. May you stay active. The light in me sees and honors the beautiful light in each of you. Namaste. Thanks, everybody. Mwah.